Hey guys, welcome to Thrive in Your Mind Thursday. Today we are talking about making decisions fast. So hello, I am Nikki Ganjemi and I'm happy to see you here today. I love this topic, and you know why? It's because decisions do not come easily to me by nature. It is a skill that I had to develop and am still developing today. So that's what I want to talk about today, how decision making is really a skill, and it's a skill that you can learn. So what kind of a person are you? Are you a person who makes decisions quickly, or are you a person who likes to mull things over, who likes to think about things? Or perhaps you're somewhere in the middle. Perhaps it depends on what it is that you're deciding on. But what I have to share with you today is a powerful tool that can help you to make decisions faster. Jack Canfield says that most successful innovators and leaders owe much of their success to their ability to make decisions quickly. So this is a great success habit, the ability to make decisions. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to dive in a little bit deeper. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Nikki Ganjemi, and I help you recondition your mind for success. And it is an inside-out job. So what kind of a decision maker are you? I have to say that there's a lot of relief on the other side of making a decision. It feels good, right? It's like you've got this sense of accomplishment that you finally decided, and now you can move on. But what is it? What is it that prevents people from making a decision? Type it in the chat below. I want to know what you think, because I came up with two things that sometimes can make it difficult for us to make a decision. But like I said, this is like, and I heard this somewhere, I don't remember where, but decision making is like a muscle, and that you can condition yourself to have more ease around making decisions. And that only makes you more successful and helps you to move forward. Otherwise, we end up caught up in this analysis paralysis where we've got to think about every little thing and what if this and what if that. So think about, what is it that prevents you from making decisions? One thing could be that maybe you might be worried about what's on the other side of the decision. We don't know what's on the other side of the decision, and sometimes that could be scary. Another reason, the second reason why people sometimes are a little hesitant in making decisions is that we think, what if I make the wrong decision? And that's just something that we were taught. Even right now as I'm talking about this, I could still see, when I was a kid, I could still see adults standing over me, with that finger in your face, do the right thing. Make sure you make the right decision. You've got choices, and which choice are you going to make? So we're kind of conditioned to want to make sure that we do the right thing, and that causes a lot of resistance, which doesn't feel good, which doesn't help us move forward. So I have got a powerful question that you can ask yourself. And this question, what it helps you do is it helps you to understand maybe why you might have a difficult time making decisions. And maybe you don't. Maybe you're a person that just decide. You're just like, boom, boom, boom. I'm just making these quick decisions, and that's what I do. But a question you can ask yourself is, think about a time, and trust the first thing that comes to mind. Think about a time where you made a big decision, and think about and ask yourself, what happened after the first big decision I made? And recall that time in your mind. And as I'm asking this question, I think of the first time, well, not the first time, but one big decision I made was to move back home from California. I had moved out to California, to Los Angeles, when I was in my early 20s to pursue my first dream of being an actress. That's what I wanted to do. I finally got the guts and the courage to travel across the country, live on my own at 23 years old with a roommate who I didn't know, who I found on an online newspaper, and I decided after a year to come back home, and later on ended up regretting that decision. So I made peace with it since then. It's been a long time, but initially, for a few years after, I was really hesitant to decide, because that decision I ended up regretting. So think about a decision that you made, and what was your experience with making a decision about something really big? What happened after you made that decision? Because chances are that if there was any kind of regret, or I wish I didn't, or if only I did, then it's likely that moving forward, you're going to have a little bit of hesitation or unease around deciding. And not only with the big things, but that can also become a pattern. It could become a habit, and before you know it, you are mulling over the simplest decisions, such as what should I buy my mother for Mother's Day, or what should I make for dinner tonight? And we don't realize it because this is not conscious, but that's why I'm having this conversation with you. I want to bring it to your awareness that when we develop this habit of not deciding, which, by the way, Jack Canfield says that not making a decision is still a decision. You're deciding not to decide. I love that too. So, and it's not empowering either. It kind of keeps us in this place where we're teetering. We don't know what's going to happen. So we might as well just make a decision. And what I love about Abraham Hicks, if you follow the teachings of Abraham says, make a decision and make it right. And what I love about that is it takes away the whole right or wrong. It doesn't have to be right or wrong, because there's opportunities no matter what you decide. It's, are you in alignment with those opportunities? Can you see the opportunities that are on your path, no matter which path you choose? And if you've ever read the book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. It's an old book back in the 80s. Susan Jeffers is the author, and she talks about the no-lose model, which I really love, because it implies that you can't make the wrong decision. You can't lose. Whatever you decide is right. And Susan talks about seeing opportunities along both paths. There's always going to be opportunities, no matter what you decide to do. And what is that? And I'd like to know, what is a decision right now that you're in the process of making? It could be a career transition. It could be deciding to leave a job and start a business. That's something that I did. I taught in elementary school for 15 years, and I had to make the big decision of, do I resign from my job to fully be in my business, or do I keep doing both at the same time? And it was a huge decision, but here's the powerful tool. Here's the powerful tool that you already have that you can use to help you to make decisions and to make them more quickly. And that is your emotional guidance system inside. You might call it your gut feeling, or your intuition. You know what feels right, but you have an easier time of knowing what feels right when you quiet down and when you tune in, when you ask yourself the question in your mind and then listen for the answer. But oftentimes we don't trust ourselves, right? Who has a hard time trusting themselves, right? We don't trust ourselves, so we've got to ask others. We've got to ask others for their opinion. But the problem with that is it just creates a lot of noise in your mind. And what's right for somebody might not be the right thing for you. Only you know what the right thing is. So what I did when I made this big decision of whether or not to resign from my job, when there was, I've got a mortgage and bills to pay, so it was a big thing, and I'm on my own, so I had to really think about this decision, but I went with how I felt inside. And when I asked myself, is resigning, is it a smart move? Is it something that I should do? And I listened to what I thought, what my mind told me, what my intuition, my gut, and how I felt. And I felt two things. In that moment, when I asked that question, I felt excitement, this sense of aliveness, like I came alive after all these years. And the second thing I felt was calm. And I really paid attention to that calm, because that told me that I'm going to be okay. And I have been, right? Still standing, still thriving. So follow your own intuition, because you know best. But when we get caught up in all the worry, the doubt, the what ifs, the hesitation, asking people for their opinion, we can't hear. There's too much noise. So that's the powerful tool, and you already have it. It's your intuition. It's your inner knowing. Go trust how you feel. And a byproduct of making decisions more quickly is that you become more resilient. You're able to bounce back, and what a great skill that is to have, the ability to be resilient, and to not just kind of, when something maybe doesn't go the way you want it to, that you just end up stopping. That's how we can end up regretting and wishing that we could have, should have, would have, but didn't. And it's not a good place to be. So you know what? You pick yourself up. I love it when kids do it. Their little girls are dancing on the stage and they fall down, and the audience, they laugh and they giggle and they think it's so cute. And what does she do? The little girl, she gets back up and she keeps on tapping, she keeps on dancing on the stage. Be that. It's like, pick yourself up and keep going. And that's where you get to have so many more opportunities in life, right? So here's another thing. I'm going to leave you with this. If you've ever read the book Leveraging the Universe by Mike Dooley, he says that you can always adjust your sails, which means you can always shift. You can always pivot and change direction. So decide on something, whatever it is. Like I said, maybe it's a life transition. Maybe you're transitioning from one part of your life to another thing. You're going to get a new job, or you're going to start a new career, or maybe you're deciding what school you want to go to, or whatever. Maybe you're just deciding, it could be something little, like, what am I going to make for dinner tonight? Anything. Little decisions, big decisions. Start developing the muscle of making fast decisions. And you can always tune into yourself and ask yourself, what feels good? What excites me? And then go based on how you feel and make that decision. And if you're unable to see the opportunities that are going to be on your path, because like I shared, Susan Jeffers says in the book Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, there's always opportunities. No matter what path you choose, you're going to see opportunities when you are in alignment. When you are focused on the opportunities, that's where you're going to see them. And that's really the key. It's like, what is my focus on? What am I keeping my attention on? Because you are always going to be supported when you are focused on support, and when you are allowing yourself to be supported and you get out of resistance. So make the decision, and then just know that you can always tweak, you can always adjust, you can always redecide. So I hope that you have been inspired to make decisions more quickly. It is a habit of successful leaders. So give yourself that gift, develop that muscle of making decisions fast, and you're going to feel good on the other side, because what that is when you make decisions is you are moving forward, and it always feels good to move forward, right? So let me know in the comments your thoughts, any questions that you have, any aha moments that you might have had, and put them in the chat. And have a fabulous day, everybody. Be awesome, make decisions, get out there and be you, and I will see you all on Monday. Bye for now.